Alright guys, today I'm going to show you a few things on how I dispatch for one of my communities that I'm in. Let me just get to my dispatch center here. Alright, so this here is my dispatch center. It's completely custom made by me. Uh, Over here we have our unit numbers for the people that we have in game. As of right now we have a total of 37 members altogether. That's not including our engine, our fire and EMS personnel. As of right now, we only have one of them. So, hopefully my air conditioner is not making too much noise for you. Just, alright. So, in a patrol, when we are on the community, which is on TeamSpeak here, uh, what I do is when a unit calls in, so if I hear 1 Charlie 102, I will go to their unit number, find their status. If they call out that they're going to be on 1011, I'll go here, double click, and go down to 10.6, which is busy, and go over here to the 10 codes and find 1011, which is a traffic stop. They'll tell me what the call type is, so if they're doing just a traffic stop, I'll type in traffic. There it is. Be right down here. Somewhere. I just want to find traffic. There it is. Alright. So I'll put in traffic stop. Next thing you'll see is their department. So 1 Charlie 102 is actually going to be in the PD department. So I'll come over here for the code, and I'll say that they are code 4 under control. They'll tell me their locations, and I have all the locations in the system here. So I'll just put for right now Alta Street. They'll tell me what the vehicle is, so if it's a bus, and we'll say it's white. I'll scroll over and they'll give me a vehicle plate. So for example, 123 ABD. If they need assistance, they'll tell me if they need an assistance or a supervisor. If they don't need none, they'll put none. So as the traffic stop goes on, they will call out for a 1027, 1029 on a suspect. A 1027 is a name check, and a 1029 is a warrant check. So I'll come over here to my CAD system, which I downloaded from, I forget where I downloaded it from. So I'll open it up. It'll already be open when it comes in. It can also be used as my dispatch center, but it's a little bit harder when you're in game or when you're on this system because you have to type everything in as it comes in. Whereas my system, everything's already inputted into the system. So we'll go over here to the license check and we'll type in a name. So for instance, we'll do Bob, Bob, and we'll do Parker. Or Baker, sorry. Bob Baker. If they give you a license plate number or a driver's license number, you can always input it here, but you don't necessarily have to. Okay, we'll do Bobby. Bobby Barker. So we did Bobby Barker instead of Bob Barker because Baker, excuse me. Because Bob Baker apparently was not a good enough name. So it'll come up with their information here, so it'll give me an address. Now the addresses that they give me are GTA 4. Unfortunately, the community I'm in is a GTA 5 community. So what I'll do is I'll take this street name and I'll change it to a GTA 5 street name. Their date of birth will show up here, and the license issue date is here. I'll just change the year to say, or actually no, the year will stay the same. on that one. The license expiration date I would put to like our year, so 2015 would change to 2017, but everything else would stay the same. It would still be valid. The insurance would change the year to 2017, not 2016, but everything else would stay the same. Now the flags, what'll happen with the flags is I'll tell that unit, so I'll say 1 Charlie 102 or dispatch to 1 Charlie 102. Say everything comes back clean, he has a flag for drug user. They'll then proceed in their area with that drug user. So then they'll come back over the radio, 1 Charlie 102 to dispatch, and I'll say go ahead, and they'll ask for a 1028. So I will then pull up the vehicle check, which is what a 1028 is a vehicle check, and they'll give me a plate number. So if they say 589 Alpha Bravo Charlie, I would search that. So again, that was 589 Alpha Bravo Charlie, so that's ABC, and that'll give me the information of that plate. Now, necessarily that will not always be the same case. Whereas what I mean by that is, um, what I mean by that is, so they'll give me a name over the radio, and I'll change the owner of that vehicle that I searched to the owner of the, um, or to the name that they gave me. Um, if the flags on the uh, vehicle come back stolen, I would tell them it came back stolen. For this instance, the vehicle came back with an expired inspection, meaning that the person stepped away and or not stepped away, but the vehicle was not inspected by the state. So I would tell him all the information on there. So then uh, he would tell me, okay, well, can I get an additional? I'll say 10-4, stand by. So I would dispatch out another unit that's available. So like, for instance, 1 Delta 102 is available. So I would say, control to 1 Delta 102. Can I have you respond code 2 to 1 Charlie 102's 1020, which is at Alta Street for a traffic stop. So I would put him as 10-6, and I would put him at, where is it? Responding. Give me a second to find it. Well, in this case, I would just put him as 1011 with a traffic stop. And I would do over here, traffic stop here. And in this case, he's TSU, so again, I would put code 4, Alta Street, bus, white and color. And I did 589, A Bravo Charlie. And he requested one additional, and he requested none at this time. So at that point, that's what I would do with that situation there. Now, at this point, the traffic stop would be over after the officer would come on scene. So what I do then is, hang on one second. At this point, the traffic stop would be over. They would have already called in dispatch and said they were 10-8. So I would go through and delete all the information on that because I would already have it written down on a piece of paper in front of me. The only thing I leave are the department numbers because the departments never change. And I would go ahead and mark them back as 10-8 on patrol. Now, some of you may ask, well, why is 1 Alpha 101's status 10-8 blue? Well, he's a supervisor, so he gets the blue. Whereas the officers down here are all just regular officers. They're like constable or something like that, but they're not a supervisor as in like 1 Alpha 101. So again, and also some of you may ask, well, why are you saying 1 Alpha or 1 Charlie or 1 Delta? Well, a police officer would use uh, what's called Platonic alphabet, where each word or each letter has a saying to what it means. So, for instance, A for Alpha, B for Bravo, C for Charlie, D for Delta, E for Echo, F for Frank, G for Golf, uh, and that's all we have as of right now. So, but this is how I would dispatch out officers to a call. Now, I also run a 911 call center, as you see here. So what I'll do is I would write in the time that it came in. So on this particular call, it came in at 6:12 p.m. on 6/14 this year, and the call was anonymous. It was a suspicious person, location in the water, and it was a Hispanic male with black bag. And we assigned Marine 2 and Marine 3 to that call. As of right now, it is currently closed. So I would that call would come in. I would dispatch it out over my dispatch system here. I would dispatch out those officers. So actually, they're down here, and that's how I would dispatch them out. Now, some of them may say, "Well, the person got away." So I would come onto the Bolo Center here. This is the person Bolo. I would do active. It was a male, Caucasian. I know I spelled that wrong, but don't worry. Wearing a black shirt, blue jeans, and black mask. So I would input that into the system. Then I would go over the dispatch system or over my TeamSpeak voice activation code. And I would say, control to all units, be on the lookout for a white male or a Caucasian male wearing a black shirt, blue jeans, and black mask. Wearing a black mask. So that's what that would go out as. Once they say 10-4, suspect's been found in custody, and I would also put over here what they were wanted for. So wanted for armed robbery. I know I spelled that wrong again. Bear with me here. I'm typing pretty fast. So they would say 10-4, suspect found in custody for armed robbery. Now, if I get a vehicle bolo, I would go over here, do my vehicle bolo, and I would put in a bolo for that vehicle. So, like for this one here, it's still open. It's a motorcycle. Gave me a plate, last known location, and a description of the vehicle, and the description of the person on that vehicle. So in this case, it was a black motorcycle with a Caucasian male, occupied with a camo vest, has a BB gun on right leg, as well as another on chest. So I would put that on there. And then reason for bolo would be for the guns. We don't know if they were actually BB guns or not, but we said BB guns for a reason. To just verify with the police that he does have a lethal / non-lethal weapon. So this would go out. Now, mind you, again, this is for a GTA 5 community, not a real-life dispatching system or a real-life dispatcher. So no way, shape, or form am I a real-life law enforcement officer nor real-life law enforcement dispatcher. Over here is my library for warrants. As of right now, we don't have any warrants in our community for anybody, so that's how we do that. Over here we have our CIF profiles, where they make up fake profile names. They give me an age, date of birth, place of residency, vehicle license plate, and vehicle description. So once I get in a real patrol on with my community, I will come back on and teach you a little bit more on how I actually dispatch with the system, where you can actually hear what they're saying, what I'm saying, and how I'm dispatching it, and how I input it in as this call comes in. Now, mind you, I mainly work with the civs, fire and EMS, and marine, where I also work with the situation channels when we have a situation going on, like a traffic stop or something. So mainly, I won't be working with these people over here. I'll mainly be working with the paramedic 22, engine 113, and marine 1 through 4, and the civs. So, uh, but when I don't have another dispatcher on for the main patrol, then I'll come through and dispatch on this system. So as it stands right now, I thank you for watching, or I thank you for listening in, watching how I dispatch, and stay tuned for another patrol, or for my next patrol for the next uh, how to how I dispatch. All right. So stay tuned, and I hope to see you guys next time. Thanks.